Hi, I'm Mike. Some days on the ranch you have to be a jack of all trades, and today we give it a go as we tackle the project list and get to work on the farm store on our Wyoming Life. Welcome back, and thanks for coming along as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. As Erin introduced a few weeks ago, we're going to be taking on a whole new adventure here on the ranch, and that's the opening of our new farm store. We're less than a month away from our opening goal, and that means there's tons to do and not much time to get it done. I'm going to be gone for a few days. Erin's working like crazy in the garden, and of course, we're still calving, and will be for another month or so. In fact, before we tackle the list for today, why don't I give you a quick calving update? As of today, we are 33 days into our projected calving season, based on when the bulls went in with the cows last year. We have over 80 calves now on the ground and are about 60% of the way through calving all the cows. The boy to girl ratio is sitting at 56% boys and 44% girls. If things keep going on schedule, which I don't see any reason why they won't, we'll be branding in mid-June, and cows will begin their trek towards summer pasture right afterward. By the time that we brand, we should be down to just a handful of cows left to calve. But as we move through calving season, it's from here on out that calving can sometimes get a little bit more spread out. The most calves that we've had in one day this year is 12. That tied our old record. But I doubt that we'll see that many calves in one day again, at least until next year. We also have 2 bottle calves now to take care of, and I doubt that we'll have any more unless we have a mom that has twins. Then of course, these guys will get another roommate. Cow 78, the cow with mastitis, she's getting better. Her temperature is back to normal, and that means that she's conquered her infection. She's now in the withdrawal period for the antibiotic. So she gets to hang out here close to home until it's time to go. And then she's going to be shipped off to auction. Her teats still appear pretty swollen, but that's actually a waxy residue that's built up inside her milk glands and ducts from the infection. She'll never make milk again. And if she stayed on the ranch, she would run the risk of developing mastitis every year. So for her, it makes sense for her to go and let her make one more contribution to the ranch and all of our futures. As calves continue to come, that doesn't stop the work that needs done elsewhere on the ranch. And one issue that we've been dealing with is the lack of hot water here in the shop. Now the shop has a small hot water heater down in the basement, but it's given up the ghost. And for the last week or so, we've been hauling hot water from the house to make bottles for the calves. Today, Lincoln and I are going to install a new style of hot water heater under the shop sink. This is a Bosch electric mini tank hot water heater. It's got a 4-gallon tank and supposedly a quick recovery time, meaning more hot water faster. Installation is actually super easy, and the nice thing is that it's not permanent. So when we're able to replace the hot water heater, we can then move this thing to a different location for easy hot water. The whole contraption has a cold water in and a hot water out. And while we're putting this underneath the sink, we're going to go ahead and replace a leaky faucet also. Like I said, quick and easy, and hot water is flowing, and calves will be happy to have warmer bottles. Erin is waiting for us to get over to the new store, and as we move inside, you can see that we're finishing up pulling the rest of the wire for the electrical service in the building. With multiple freezers and refrigerators inside, each one will get their own circuit, and we have power run for lights and heat and AC. But once we have the wires pulled, we're stopped, on electrical anyway, until our electrician gets out here to tie everything together. As time is of the essence, we're going to keep pushing forward and start with the insulation on the building, which is a glass wool type of insulation. It's laid in between the joists and stapled into place. Erin and I went round and round trying to decide how to finish the walls inside the store. We thought about drywall, but after the attic product, I don't care if I see another piece of drywall for a couple of years. Erin really wants to go for a rustic look. So we thought about doing a tongue and groove pine board until we saw the price. And then we decided to consider paneling to cover the walls. The advances in panel design have come a long way from the trailer houses that I grew up in, so I was glad to see Menards carrying a rustic pine panel board. Installed correctly, you can't even really tell it's paneling unless you run something through it or try to hang a picture. And we even debated putting paneling over drywall, but decided that with time being a factor, we just go with paneling. We'll see if this one bites us in the butt. But so far, in reality, the paneling goes up pretty well. Making sure the joints land on studs is the big thing, but once a piece is up, it's pretty easy to attach. With a little help, especially on the ceiling, but the walls are easy peasy. And even give me an excuse to try out a new Ryobi speed saw rotary cutter. From Home Depot, this thing costs about $30-40 on sale, but it doesn't come with a battery. Luckily, I have one, and can use it to cut out the openings for the outlets in the paneling. Using the outlet box as a guide and making sure that we marked where it was on the floor, we can cut away. It's a little hard to hold a straight line, but that might be because this is the first time I've actually had to use this thing on wood and not just on drywall. After the outlet is cut out, then it's another board. And another hole, this time for the window, where the little cutter decides that it just can't go on. The battery still has charge, but the tool itself has been defeated by a 3/16 inch piece of paneling. Luckily, my DeWalt skill saw is handy to finish the job. So we only have another 22 or so of these panels to put up, then trim, then floor, and in the meantime, Nick will get here to finish the electrical and Erin will be in business, literally. And I hope that someday you get the chance to stop by, I really do. And if I catch you looking really hard, well, actually, if you look really hard, you're gonna find mistakes here and there. I guess that's the thing about being a jack of all trades. You're never gonna be perfect at any of them. But I tell you what, when something needs done, your wife will call you first. Good or bad, that's up to you. Thanks for coming out today, and I would really like to invite you to join us on Thursday. It's the debut of our brand new live stream. It's called the Weekly Roundup, your chance to come and hang out with us, special guests, musical artists, fun, games, giveaways, much, much more. It all happens Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time right here on YouTube. And this weekend, I'll be hanging out in Vincennes, Indiana, where I have been invited, and I'm very proud to be attending their local FFA banquet. On Saturday, May 11th, if you happen to be in the area, stop by the Hampton Inn on Ford Road from 4 to 6 p.m. Myself, a few other subscribers, and some of our moderators from our live streams, including Matt Fensel and Dave and Tammy Rush, will be hanging out with us there. And if you're around, we'd love to meet you. This Sunday, keep an eye out for a very special episode, including our trip and those that took it with us. Until then, have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.